Hey there! Welcome to this video where I will go over all the activities that Doc can currently do in Disney Magic Kingdoms. Now in total Doc has 18 activities, guys, and that's a lot. Also compared to the other dwarves, you really notice that there is a gap in the amount of activities that they have. Like all the dwarves have 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe 13 activities. And then there is Doc, who has literally 18 activities. But hey, I'm not gonna complain about that. I like activities. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing these videos. That said, let's jump straight into the first activity that I want to show you guys. And that is stay clear of the Queen. Now I wanted to start with this activity because it's the only one that takes place at the Magic Mirror on the Wall attraction. This activity lasts 2 hours and will give you 10 experience and 75 magic potions. Now let's go from the attraction where Doc can do the least amount of activities to the attraction where he can do the most amount of activities, and that is the 7 Dwarfs Cottage. The first activity that Doc can do here is practice singing with Bashful. Now this activity takes place inside the cottage, so nothing will be visible on the outside. Or is that not totally true? Because as you can see here on the outside, there are some music notes to be found. But unfortunately the music notes do not come from Doc nor Bashful, but from this cute little blue bird on the top of the cottage. Now when I do send Doc and Bashful on this task to practice singing, I always imagine that the blue bird is just practicing together with them. This activity will last for 60 minutes and it will give you 9 experience and 55 magic potions. The next activity is also a 60-minute long activity, so it will give you the exact same amount of experience and magic potions. Now this activity is called Enjoying a Meal, and Doc will do this together with Snow White. And there is also another activity that Doc can do together with Snow White at the 7 Dwarfs Cottage attraction, but this time it will not just take 60 minutes to finish. Instead we have to go all the way to the bottom. Instead this task takes 24 hours to finish, the complete opposite. Now this task is called Stories and Songs, and I guess it takes so long just because Doc and probably the other dwarves too will never get bored of listening to the stories and songs of the beautiful Snow White. This activity will give you 57 experience and 500 magic. The fourth activity that Doc can do in the 7 Dwarfs Cottage is complain about things, and obviously Doc does this task together with Grumpy. Now if you are wondering if all Grumpy's tasks contain complaining, then make sure to check the description down below. I will be posting there all the links to activity videos of the other Snow White and 7 Dwarfs characters, including Grumpy. Now luckily for Doc, he only needs to complain with Grumpy for 2 hours, which in reality is a long time, but in the game not so much. So the quest will give us 13 experience and 135 magic. So the complaining was at least good for something. The next activity is the only one that Doc can do all by himself in the 7 Dwarfs Cottage. This activity is called Play the Bass and lasts 4 hours, and it will give you 13 experience and 110 magic potions. This was already the 5th activity that Doc can do in the 7 Dwarfs Cottage, and we're not done yet because there is even a 6th activity that he can do in this attraction. So yes, in total there are 6 activities that Doc can do in the 7 Dwarfs Cottage, which is a lot because I'm pretty sure that none of the other Snow White and 7 Dwarfs characters can do as many activities in one attraction as Doc can. Now this 6th activity is called Discussing Mining, and it takes 4 hours and gives you 17 experience and 150 magic, and it will be done together with Sneezy. As you can see, Doc is running on an invisible treadmill before doing this activity, but that's just a little bug. I don't mind it, I think it's cute. Now, anyways, I wanted to show you this discussing mining activity at last, because it hints to the next attraction where I want to go to, which is the 7 Dwarfs Mine Train. Once Doc and Sneezy finish to discuss mining, you can actually send them together to the mines, which makes it the perfect follow-up quest for them to do. Now here Doc will give Sneezy the instructions of the day, which is also the name of the activity. This will last for 12 hours and it will give us 37 experience and 370, which is exactly 10 times as much, magic potions. In the 7 Dwarfs Mine Train, Doc can also do one other activity with one other dwarf, and that is Dopey. Now this activity is called Sweeping Dead Months Away, and it just reminds me from in the movie where Dopey first sweeps the dead months away and afterwards he put 2 diamonds in his eyes. It's really funny, you should look it up if you haven't seen it in a while. Anyways, this is Dopey's video. No, this is not the Dopey's video, this is Doc's video. So anyways, this Sweeping Dead Months Away activity lasts for 4 hours and it will give you 17 experience and 150 magic potions. And then at last Doc can also do one activity all by himself in the 7 Dwarfs Mine Train attraction, and that is a dig the whole day through. This activity lasts 4 hours and it will reward us with 13 experience and 110 magic potions. Now before we go to the last attraction, I do want to show 2 activities which will show us some animations. We've gone through quite some activities already, so I feel like it's time for it. The first one that I want to show is one that I love, and it's called Washing Up with Doc. It's so cute. It only lasts 60 minutes and it will give us this cute animation here alongside Happy. Apparently he's washing up too, and Bruce is up there too. Look out for him though, don't let him pop up in your face while washing up, because then you're in for a big scare. Now, oh, but never mind, he's already gone. I guess Triton chased him away with a big rainbow. Anyways, now they're safe. The activity will give you 7 experience and 40 magic, and it can also drop the poison apple token, which is the common token that all the Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs characters need. The other activity that I also wanted to show, which also does not require any attraction, is Wandering with Purpose. Now this is a 24-hour task and it gives you this nice little animation where he's gonna put off his glasses and then he puts them back on. Now aside from that, it will also give you 45 experience and 375 magic, and this activity can also drop a really useful token. Not a common one like Washing Up with Doc does, but a legendary one, Grumpy's ear set. Now it also drops the other token for Grumpy, but that one is not legendary, so it's a bit less important. Now there is also my favorite activity, which shows Doc doing an awesome animation, but before I'm gonna reveal which activity that is, let's first take a look at the activities that take place at the Snow White Scary Adventures attraction. Now Doc will not be able to do anything at the Snow White Scary Adventures attraction before he reaches level 5. So if you want to send him to this attraction, you know what to do, level him up. Now, and oh, I guess we now have an 8th dwarf here. It's a girl. I didn't know that there were female dwarves out there, but I guess it's canon now. She is so cute. And off she goes. Anyways, once Doc reaches level 5, the first activity that Doc can do here is debating plans with Grumpy. This is a 4-hour task and it will give you 17 experience and 200 magic potions. Now, in case you don't have Grumpy, which is very realistic in this game because he's kinda hard to get, then no worries. Once Doc reaches level 5, he can also do one activity on its own in this attraction, and that activity is called Keep Watch for Trouble. It is a 6-hour activity and it gives you 16 experience and 155 magic potions, and this activity can drop Prince Charming's ears head in case you need those. Now, I am talking about Snow White's Prince Charming, of course, in case you're confused, not about Cinderella's Prince Charming, because I know there are two Prince Charmings in this game, and the one from Cinderella is way longer in the game, and he is also just more known as Prince Charming. So you might have been thinking, so weird that dog drops tokens for Cinderella's prince, but no, that's not the case. It's Snow White's Prince Charming. And it brings me to our next activity, which is actually an activity together with Snow White's Prince Charming. This activity is called Speak of Snow White, and it's a 24-hour activity, and it gives you 57 experience and 500 magic potion. And here he's running, so just in case you didn't know what Snow White's Prince Charming looks like, well, you can see him also here on the picture. This is, by the way, also the only activity that Prince Charming does with the dwarf, so yeah, it's unique. Next up, we have an activity called Trying to Keep a Lookout. It is a 6-hour activity that gives 20 experience and 210 magic potions. Now this activity is done together with Sleepy, and that is exactly why the activity is called Trying to Keep a Lookout and not Keeping a Lookout. Poor Sleepy. I still love him though, but if you want to get things done, then you might have more success with one of the other dwarves. Though, well, it actually depends on which one you choose, because like if you're gonna choose Grumpy or Dopey, I don't know. But I think Bashful, for example, would be a good option. Together they can actually do an activity called Searching the Area at the Snow White Scary Adventures attraction. Now it takes 8 hours and it will give you 25 experience and 270 magic. And that is also the last activity that Doc can do at the Snow White Scary Adventures attraction. So to give you guys a quick recap, in total Doc has 18 activities that he can do. 6 of them take place at the 7 Dwarfs Cottage attraction, then 1 at the Magic Mirror on the Wall attraction, that's to stay clear of the Queen. Then for 3 activities you will need the 7 Dwarfs Mine Train, and 5 activities are done in the Snow White's Scary Adventures attraction. Now besides that, there are also 3 activities that do not require any attraction, and 2 of them also do not require any other characters. But then there is the other one, the activity that I did not show yet, and it is my favorite activity that Doc can do, and it is called, and Snow White is already here to do the activity, it is called Dancing Around with Snow White. Yes, this is my favorite activity. It will unlock late for Doc though, so you will need to level him up quite a bit before you can do it, but it's totally worth it. Now, look at this cute animation. For me, these two can just keep on dancing around all the time, but too bad it only lasts 6 hours, but it will give us 20 experience and 210 magic. Now it seems like Bashful and even Sleepy wanna dance to it, so come on Gameloft, give us an activity for them to dance around too. so it's just amazing. And now that were all the activities that Doc can do. If you enjoyed this video as much as Doc and Snow White like to dance around, then make sure to give it a like, subscribe also, and also make sure to check out the description down below. I will be posting there links to similar videos, but for all the other Snow White and 7 Dwarfs characters. I hope you liked it. Bye! Boom, 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 boom.